Nice.
And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to
Whoa.
another edition.
Can we do that again? That was awesome.
I know.
Now go ahead. Sorry, I had it. That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
Hey, apparently, whoever's in this studio last changed it to that one because we have the other one.
I like that.
Yeah, that one's sick. Gotta give him credit. I think Roddy was the last one in here with post-game overreaction show. Shout out to the boss man. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Peach State Power Hour. Harrison Reno, Andy Stowe, Eddie from Acworth. Gentlemen, much better week, much better Sunday. Dogs won yesterday. No Falcons lost or win today to have Eddie in a mood. Braves finally made a decision on their future. There will be a new manager in the dugout this season. A off season of newness is in the air. Breath of fresh air. Thank you, Snit, for everything you did for Braves Country. That World Series was amazing.
Yep.
We are going to go at least 10 minutes talking about Snit and the Braves in the opening. But right now, let's talk the Dogs. Let's talk college football. We're going to open up with a question. Gentlemen, who's the best team in college football? Right now. Who is it?
I'm gonna say Ohio State. I think their defense is probably better than Miami's, and I think they got the best player in college football. And I just feel that I feel right now they're a little bit better, but I think it's them. I think it's Miami. I mean, I don't know. I would say Ohio State. That's my answer. Yeah. Eddie, who you got?
Well, I'm going to base this on who they played. Oklahoma's close, but I'm going to go with Miami just because
Oklahoma's quarterback's hurt though.
Did it matter yesterday? I know they played Kent State, but it didn't seem to matter, right? They rolled, and that's what a good team does. They continue rolling. So, but Miami's defense is ridiculous. I mean, they are just mauling people. It's
fast.
Absolutely fast, and we're going to get into it later, but is Carson Beck 5-0 without that defense? I would say absolutely not, but he has that defense, and to me, Miami's the number one team right now. They are showing everything, and I'll just push back on you, Andy. Who the heck has Ohio State played?
It's a good question.
You can always go back to that.
In Texas, but I mean, what is Texas now?
Texas that's their biggest win, right?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, they beat up Minnesota, and I got a guy at work that I work with who's a big Ohio State fan. He's going to say, we beat Minnesota yesterday. I'm going to be like, so? Who cares? That's like us beating Kentucky.
Is Florida State better than Texas? I mean,
yeah. So I'm gonna go with Miami. They just look the part right now. But I mean, Ohio State's a 1A to me.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm
with you. Yeah.
I thought I was going to be alone in my pick. I was going to pick Miami, and I thought Eddie and Andy were going to call for my head. I'm glad I'm not alone.
Who else would we pick, Harrison? Who else is out there besides Oklahoma? Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, look, the team that's impressing me to start this year, and it could change. They got off to a hot start last year, tailed off with a rough 1-4 stretch to end the year, but they've looked really good. They've looked like a contender in the SEC. Texas A&M, I think they've been looking a little under the radar. You got a good win at Notre Dame on the road. Say what you want about the Irish. Notre Dame went in there and beat them. They just beat Mississippi State 31-9 in a football game that I thought was going to be a little bit closer. It was close early. Texas A&M pulled away. They beat Auburn last weekend. Texas A&M's looked the part. I mean, so has Ole Miss.
Ole Miss is a scary team, dude.
But I think I'm with Eddie. I think if I was picking the day and we remove the preseason narratives and hype out of it, the best team in college football right now, I think, is Miami. They have probably two of the best wins in college football right now.
Mm-hmm.
I know Ohio State beat Texas, and Texas was the AP number one. But if you remove the AP poll out of this and you remove all the preseason BS, Miami looks the part now. Ohio State took a hit on Saturday. Now, boys, second part of this question. If Miami and Ohio State are the best teams in college football, how close is Georgia, and how does Georgia get there?
I don't know. So I think we're missing, and we'll talk about it a little more. I think Miami has the great offensive line and the great defense. What did we do in 2021 and 2022 when we went back to back? We had the great dominating offensive line and we had the great defense. And now we don't have that. And I don't know if we can get there. I think these guys, when we got these young guys playing, you look at, we got a lot of freshmen on. At one time, we had four freshman offensive linemen playing, and Drew Bobo was the junior. That's what we were playing Saturday with all the injuries. They look talented, and they look like, obviously it looks like you got some studs on that right side, but they've got to grow up. So can we get there this year? I don't know. I would say we're 2 or 3 ticks off of the elite teams right now. And I don't know if we have enough time to grow up.
I'll just make it simple. Can we get there offensively? Yes, I think we can, because that offensive line is growing up before our eyes. The offense is going to improve. We'll talk about it later, but I've got some notes on Gunner getting more comfortable doing what he's doing, going into start 7. The defense is not good. It's just not a championship defense. And I've been watching this week after week after week, and they're not improving. They're just not. And do we have the playmakers like Miami does on the defensive line? My sense is no. We don't.
So I don't think we have the dudes. I don't see the speed. I don't see that pure speed. Like when we had Nakobe Dean just sideline to sideline. We had those cornerbacks. Yeah,
that speed on Miami, Andy, you're so right. It's just sickening to watch.
I mean, it is reminding me of the Georgia Bulldogs defenses a couple years ago.
Was that kid Bain? Is that his name? My
Reuben
goodness.
Bain.
Is he a ball?
Yeah.
Oh, my
Probably top 10 pick now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Making a lot of money. Yeah.
Harrison?
Can they get there?
Your turn.
Look, I've been trying to say it for the last week. I think Georgia finally has the playmakers on the outside to have an elite passing game. Now, I don't know if you have the quarterback to put together an elite passing game. I think you'd be good in the passing game. I think you'd be really good. And I'm going to give Gunner Stockton credit. Gunner, there was less egregious misses this week when I turned on the tape from yesterday. You didn't see a lot of guys running wide open that he didn't hit, that he turned down. The Alabama tape, there were like 6 throws. There were 6 plays in there on drives where Georgia didn't score, where he missed a guy running basically wide open. And when you miss those, they can lose you games. If he had hit those plays, we're probably talking about Georgia in a different eye right now. We're probably talking about them, probably still being undefeated, going into this Auburn game undefeated with nothing, the expectations are completely different. But I think Georgia finally has some difference makers on the outside. Zachariah Branch, Colby Young. Colby Young's been impressive, guys. I didn't think Colby Young was going to be able to do what he's done after the catch. That guy's playing like he wants to go to the NFL next year. He has to go to the NFL next year. That guy's playing for a paycheck, and it shows. Zachariah Branch, that guy's dynamite. I don't know if Georgia's had a player that turns what should be negative plays into positive plays as much as he has. There's several times where a safety meets him in the backfield for a loss. He makes the guy miss. Then he goes makes 2 other players miss. And then all of a sudden, -3 turns into +6. But I haven't seen the maturity and the comfortability of Stockton as a passer yet.
Okay, can I comment on that? Is that because of Gunner, or is that because of the offensive line? Because Trent Smallwood, I want to shout out Trent Smallwood and Brent Rollins for the PFF grades on the pass blocking for the starting offensive line. And for those that don't know PFF grades, 60 to 70 is an average number for a college player. 71 to 84 is an above average, and 85 plus is elite. So the offensive linemen, the starters on the offensive line, pass blocking grades, Bo Hughley had a 67.2. So he's in that average range. And then you had Micah Morris, who had a 77.7. So he's in good. But then you had Juan Gaston at a 58.3. That's bad. Bobo, 58.1. That's bad. Dontrell Glover, 55.8. That's bad. That's 3 bads, 1 average, and 1 good. I don't know if it's Gunner
against
as much
Kentucky.
Against Kentucky. Yes. So that's
that's a great question. I don't because there's
but can I push back, Harrison? Can I push back? Monroe Freeling goes out with an ankle injury, and that changes everything, does it not?
He did.
Maybe he stays healthy in that game, and we grade better than that.
So Monroe
right?
Freeland had a 76.6. And so I said starter, but the reason is because it's less than 20 snaps. But Freeland had a 76.6. So
and it's
so
a great question.
Go.
It's a great question because I do think there are times in games where Gunner has his clock sped up because he's not trusting his protection.
Yeah.
There's other times where he's bangling clean pockets, where he's running out of clean pockets for no reason. What if the guy wide open? Like, I don't want to put it all on the offensive line. I don't want to put it all on Gunner. But look, at the end of the day, Gunner right now is playing good enough to win. What we're asking him to do is to go make some of those great plays. And then we talked about it last week. But I'm with y'all. I think the offense has a chance to be elite. They're running the ball like their life depends on it. It's nice to see. It's like the early Kirby Smart days. They are running the ball, and they are finding ways to be explosive doing it. Defensively, yeah, I mean, I have my concerns. Like Andy said, they can't consistently pressure the passer. They don't have a difference maker on the edge. I really like the interior of their defensive line. I love their linebackers. Corners, I don't want to put everything on the secondary because without a pass rush, it's really hard to stop the pass.
That's how I feel.
On islands.
Yeah.
So, like, maybe you're not getting great safety play opposite of KJ Bolden, at least what you're used to in the past. But for me, it starts and ends with the pass rush.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I mean,
I agree.
They're just going to have to figure out a way to be serviceable on defense in order to move deep into January. Serviceable.
Well,
but that's going to include their offense has to be damn near elite.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
And because you mentioned pass rush, so the edge players, there were 6 guys. All of them, the highest ranked was Chris Jones at a 68.1. And the lowest ranked was Quintavious Johnson at a 54.5. So, I mean, there's not a good ranking. So, yeah, I mean, I think Harrison.
Hey, shout out to Roger Murray right there. Hey, Roger, hope you're doing well. Thanks for commenting. But I was impressed with Dom Kelly. Now, I know he came in later in the game, but that kid was finding the football and making some great plays on the football. I liked what I saw at Dom Kelly.
He stood out in the spring game, too. As early as the spring game, he stood out. I'll be curious to see what he looks like. I mean, look, I feel pretty good about the future of Georgia at corner because next year you're not going to have Dalen Everett, but I think you're getting so much experience for Ellis Robinson and DeMelo Jones. I would not bet against them that those guys see marked improvement. Probably by even the end of this year, you're going to see marked improvement for those guys. Those guys are really young, and there's a good chance that those guys are going to be 2 really good corners next year for Georgia. That's where you wish you could bring back Dalen Everett for another year.
Yeah,
you could have potentially 2 really good corners line up opposite of each other. All right, let's break down this Kentucky game. Let's get into it because I know we got some other things, other college football things, Georgia related things we want to get into. Gentlemen, 35-14. Georgia covered a spread. 20.5-point spread. I didn't have Georgia covering the spread. Y'all saw
first of the year.
Yeah, first spread of the year. Just reactions to that.
I thought Eddie was frozen. No, yeah. I thought there were some good. I thought there were some bad. I still, again, back to my comment, the offensive line pass blocking is just it's not easy. You know, it's just not easy. The defensive line, we're not getting any pressure from the defensive line. So those were my 2 negative things. But I thought there were some good plays. Again, I think the running back Chauncey Bowens is a dude. Like, he looks like a complete back. And Gunner, I think, is looking more and more comfortable. So I think we're getting there. I was happy with some of the things, but again, it was Kentucky, and I just didn't feel like we dominated like I wanted to see, you know. But they got the win, I guess. So that's all that counts, right?
Yep. So are we doing the good right now? Is that what we're doing?
Sure. Let's do the good. What was good for you, Eddie? What warmed your cockles?
You know what warmed my cockles, Andy, is to seeing, you're going to love this, Andy, is to seeing Gunner Stockton's ass dirty as hell.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Wow. Graphic.
Seriously. I know. Okay. That's graphic. But that is Gunner Stockton.
Williams is a dude. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, he is. Gunner Stockton is getting more comfortable. I pleaded with you guys last week about Alabama, right? You remember what I said? It didn't look like Gunner was comfortable. It looked like Gunner was tentative. He should have kept the ball on a couple of plays. He could have torched that defense if he had read the right hole to run through on some of those pass rushes, and he didn't. He ran the wrong way and got sacked. He was doing the right things on set. Granted, it's Kentucky. I understand. But like I said, he was dirty if you look at him on the side. And that's exactly what I want Gunner Stockton to be, dirty, okay? Because he can use his legs, and that's how he wants to play football. He wants to go out there and he's like a linebacker, okay? He's like Josh Allen. He wants to go out there and make contact with people and play his game. And I saw more of that against Kentucky than I've seen all year. That, to me, was encouraging.
Okay, so but were the coaches last week telling him not to do the runs? Do you think I don't know. That's the thing. Who knows what it was? So
that's my question. I don't know. Yeah.
There's
Warm the cockles.
But yeah, it is a small, shallow boat.
No, keep scrolling down. That's not what it is. It is a valve in your heart. You're not. You got to read it right. Warms the cockles means your heart. That's all it means. It's nothing dirty. It's nothing gross. Andy has to make it something gross and dirty because that's the way his mind works. Mine does not. It's in your heart. It warms the cockles.
I'm just saying. But no, you're cockle warming. But yeah, we don't know for sure. We don't know if Gunner was told he couldn't run last week, if they were telling, if the plays weren't called.
Well, let's kick that back to Harrison. Harrison's in there with all the team and the interviews and everything. Harrison, what do you think? Do you think Gunner was told, let's not get injured, let's be careful here? Or do you think the offense was more lenient this week and said, Gunner, go out there and win the football game however you want to? Or is none of that relevant? It was just game time decisions. And
are we just making it up? Yeah, are we just making it up?
Exactly.
I don't know if they specifically told him, hey, don't leave the damn pocket versus Alabama, as much as maybe he was focusing too much on staying in the pocket and trying to answer some critics that he missed some plays. So, because they did run him. Now, it wasn't much.
Yeah.
Was it enough?
No, not at all.
I mean, with the way Georgia ran the ball, it's kind of hard to say like they needed them that much. But then again, there are some drives they didn't finish.
Exactly.
That's the thing. There were some spots where he could have got that third down.
Absolutely.
And he was like, no, screw this. I'm staying in this pocket.
Those TDs he got against Kentucky is exactly what I wanted to see against Alabama, and it wasn't there.
Would have been nice to have a read option on fourth downs.
Yeah.
All right, never mind. All right, I'm gonna move on before. All right. Good. The good for me. A fast start. So damn nice. Georgia. Yes. Can anyone? Y'all may ruin this game for me. Depending on how active y'all are on the timeline during the games. Anyone remember the last time Georgia led a Power 4 opponent at halftime? Before Saturday.
Before Saturday, a Power 4.
No, Harrison, you tell us. We don't know.
Texas last year, October in Austin.
I was going to say that. I was thinking
every Power 4 game after that, they either trailed or they were tied.
Are you serious?
Somebody give CJ a cookie. Eddie, tell John Green to get in the kitchen and whip up some cookies.
Give me your address. I'll send you a cookie.
There we go. Robert Cook. You can get one as well. There we go. All right. Apparently they know ball more than y'all do.
Grundy Bobby.
Well, they may have posted that after you said it. Who knows? You got to check the timeline, right? Come on.
Maybe. Just messing with y'all. But
they still deserve cookies.
It was the first time in damn near 365 days that Georgia had got out to a lead, took it into halftime, and never surrendered control. You had 2 scoring drives, first drives of the game. That was something we talked about. Go out there, get up early, and then maintain. And they maintained it.
Yeah.
You should have scored on your first 3 drives, but Gunner made a bad decision. But hey, we've talked about on this show. I'd rather him go ahead and test himself and get these bad interceptions out of the way early in games that don't really matter, than go into a big game, crap down your leg, and turn the ball over a crap ton. But what really sucks is when I went back and watched that play on tape, boys, they had Oscar Delp one-on-one with a linebacker down to the bottom on a little wheel. Probably a touchdown if it gets thrown to Oscar Delp.
Really?
Should have been thrown to Oscar Delp. I believe it was probably designed to go to Oscar Delp. But he was, like I said, I'm glad he got the first pick out of the way. Now we don't have to talk about it ever again. That's good for me. Other than the fact that Chauncey Bowens, as y'all have talked about, is emerging as the guy in the running back room.
Yeah, he's a dude. He looks like I saw. I think it was Garrett maybe posted. Is he the most complete back we've had since DeAndre Swift? I don't know. James Cook would be the guy probably you talk about before that, but no, he looks like he is the most complete back on this team. Like he definitely looks like the most complete back on this team, and he hits the hole and he goes and he doesn't go down. That's what I like. And we could go back to maybe the Alabama game. Maybe he's the one that should have been running that ball on that play. But yeah, he's a dude. I like him a lot. He looks real good.
Well, the thing about Chauncey versus Frazier is that Chauncey looks so much more patient. He just kind of lets things develop. And Frazier's just 110 miles an hour. Now, that's great if there's a hole there, right? I mean, take it to the house, son. But I just like the way Chauncey just a little bit of a pause, and he's like, boom, and he's gone. He just looks like that prototypical pro back that you need back there right now. And
he feels like he has body control, like he's controlling his body.
Yes, exactly right. And Harrison, do you think he's taken over the number one spot now? Do you think Frazier comes out as the number one back next week or not?
Didn't Bowens come out
this Bowens, week? Right?
Bowens was first this week.
Yeah, he did. I'm saying
I say you continue to ride the hot hand. I mean,
I agree.
And I don't put Frazier away. Like Frazier is still really good.
No,
guys
not at all.
And I'm not talking about with you. I was just saying, like, don't go away from him. I think right now Bowens has all the confidence in the world. He has the production on his side. I mean, he is good on the inside. He's good on the outside. I like what y'all said. I think he's the perfect blend between speed, power, and agility. He can win with power, he can win with speed, and he can win with making you miss. That's something that at times Frazier misses. Sometimes Frazier can make you miss. Sometimes he doesn't have that next gear to outrun you. I don't think Bowens is the fastest running back on the roster.
No, he doesn't have to.
You don't have to be. You don't have.
But you don't have to be.
Okay.
When he sees it well and he hits the hole and he's confident in his eyes. And I think that's one thing that Frazier's lacking right now. I think Frazier's so focused on trying to hit the hole because they told him stop bouncing outside that he's not trusting his eyes anymore. And then you have the fumbling issue. So, yeah, I think Bowens is the number one next week. And I think he should be until further notice.
Mm-hmm. To answer that question, Chauncey Bowens had 15 carries and Nate Frazier had 7. And then you had Josh McCray with 5 was next. So, yeah. And Gunner had
comparison right there.
Gunner had 6.
Jason Cott said Bowens is a bigger version of Dejon Edwards. I like that.
I think JD said he looks at Chauncey Bowens and he sees a little bit of Nick Chubb coming out of him, like that body control that just keep on banging through. So I don't know, but
I want to see Dwight Phillips get healthy.
Me too.
He hasn't been healthy the last 2-3 games. Like they need him to be healthy. He only got what? He got one carry. One carry on Saturday.
-3 yards.
Yeah.
What's wrong with him, Harrison? What's wrong with him?
I believe it's a hamstring, is what they said.
Oh, okay.
I think it was a hamstring. Okay. But he's not healthy. I may be wrong on that. I know he's hurt. I know he's banged up a little bit. Obviously,
lower body injury.
Lower body, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
They need him to get healthy because that guy. There's a few runs a game where it's like, man, Dwight Phillips is in. That's a touchdown.
One cut and he's gone. Yeah.
So that's another guy. Like the stable of backs guys is really good. And then you mentioned Roger Murray. Where's Roderick Robinson? I believe he's hurt still. Really hate it for that guy because he's every time it seems like he's about to get healthy, another one creeps up on him. Would love to see that guy get healthy because he's another guy. He's a bruiser. Him and McCray together in the room would be fun to watch. Those are two guys you don't want to tackle. Boys, all right. Enough sunshine pumping. Let's get into the bad. Let's get into the negatives.
Somebody who was it? Kathy already logged off because we were already in 2 negative. Wait till we get into this. What's she going to do next?
Sorry,
we weren't that negative. We're just laying out facts, right, as we see it.
Go ahead, Andy. I'm starting next week for the Braves job. Yes, I will be on staff next week.
Eddie for GM.
Pass blocking. We've got to get that shirt up. And I know we have a lot of young guys, so I think it will continue to get better. But I live and die by the offensive line and the defensive line, and the pass blocking is just not there. Now, their run blocking is great. You see, they're making holes. They're getting push off the line. And I think James Caraway texted us. He was like, yeah, I think it's because they're young and they're probably with the stunts and all on the pass blocking is probably confusing them a little. I was like, it makes sense. And that may be a good call, Chris. But I think their pass blocking will get better, but we've got to. That's the issue. Pass blocking and defensive line is the bad.
Gary Holt hit on mine 100%. The defensive line. What I say, I told you all last week I needed to see 4 sacks this weekend. What do we get? 2?
2.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that right?
And one of them really was lucky. The CJ Allen, he had a clean pocket. He bailed out of a clean pocket, and CJ meets him for a negative play.
So I'm just reading into that coming up next week against Auburn. Oklahoma had 9 sacks against Auburn. All right. Can we get half of that, please? Just half of that? Because their offensive line.
I'll take a third of that. Just give me 3.
Yeah. Well, that's a good point. I'll take a third of that.
Shoot, with the way Georgia's playing, you'll take just 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but the problem with that, Harrison, you say that jokingly, but it's not just the sacks. It's the lack of hurries. We're not even knocking the quarterback off his spot. It's just like we're going all around and creating this great pocket for a quarterback for Kentucky who's not very good. You get Jackson Arnold who has that pocket. He's going to pick us apart next weekend. It's not going to be good. But 2 things I want to point out to you guys. We are 86 in passing defense, okay, and 72nd on third down conversions allowed. Out of what? How many teams there are? 136?
Yeah.
That's horrible. That is not Georgia defense. And my concern is what Davin Bellamy has said all week, past couple of weeks actually. It's technique. It's not the fact that they don't have the bodies, they don't have the guys. It's technique. Now, Harrison, I'll throw this back to you. Does technique mean the coaches see technique? They can show these guys technique all day long. Do we not have the guys who can properly do the techniques?
I mean, look, when I watched the Alabama tape and when I talked to Brent, texted Brent a few clips, a lot of what I saw was you have some of your best edge rushers just running down the midline at the tackle, just running into his chest and just trying to push him into the quarterback.
They're bull rushing every time.
And they're not, it's not particularly effective. Not particularly effective.
Are the coaches telling them to do that, though? Are they trying to?
That's my question, and we'll never know.
Look, I had somebody tell me this week. I had someone tell me this week that Georgia was freeing up their defensive linemen to have more, quote, free rushes. Rushes. Did we see that on Saturday?
No.
I don't know.
Seen it all year?
No.
Yeah. Georgia's always been a structured rush. From what the person was telling me, they're going to let loose a little bit more on that and let their guys rush with a little bit more freedom. Maybe they did it on Saturday. I don't know. I'm not one to tell you that. Maybe Brent Rollins can on Film Don't Lie. But if they did, all right, you got 2 sacks, so maybe you can say it was effective. My bad. I really don't have another bad.
So tell me, you're telling me 2 against Kentucky is effective? Come on.
No, I mean, look. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying they may look at it as, oh, we have 2 sacks. Like, it's better than 0, but who knows?
Yeah.
I can't wait to talk about the Auburn game because over the last 2 years, when Georgia's faced an elite receiver, they've made an elite receiver look like the best receiver in the world and a quarterback look like one of the best quarterbacks in the world.
I'm worried about it.
Look, Georgia is what, Eddie, you said they're 86 in passing defense. Very, very not good. Very bad. Here's the good news. And this is what we talked about. This is what makes last week so disappointing is they're 13th in run defense this year. So much better than a year ago. Like, they can stop the run. And that's going to be essential for Auburn. Here the question now becomes, can you stop the quarterback run game? We haven't seen them tested in the quarterback run department. They're going to get a test this weekend. And if they can slow that down, then it's all right. You can dedicate as many bodies as possible, humanly possible, to try and slow down Cam Coleman. And let's not forget, gentlemen, they also have Eric Singleton over at Auburn, a guy who torched Georgia.
Yeah, he's
2
good.
years in a row at Georgia Tech. But let's not get ahead of our horses. I really agree with y'all I don't really have a bad per se. I think the pressure, the pass rush is really bad. That's a concern. Pass blocking, I will say Georgia's gotten better in this department. Over the last 2 weeks, they've looked much better, and I think that's because they found their 5 or 6 guys that they can depend on in that department as a unit. Now, again, right a week after we said, hey, Georgia has their 5 guys, and you need to stick by them, they have
Freeland
more
gets
injuries.
hurt.
Yeah, Freeland gets hurt. Micah Morris gets hurt, and you're like, shoot. Georgia's going to have to figure something out. Other than that, I mean, I really don't have anything else. I mean, I want to see Gunner continue to be more effective as a passer, as a pocket passer, because that's the thing that's going to raise the ceiling of this team. Is if Gunner can continue to get better in that department, the ceiling of the offense is only going to raise. If it doesn't, you might lose another game or two.
Yeah.
But that's not to say he lost the Alabama game, because even with the misplays, you had every chance to win that game. So don't nobody take that as Gunner's to blame for that loss, because he's certainly not. There's blame to go around.
Yeah, there's a lot of blame for everyone. So.
Yeah. So all right, play of the game, gentlemen. I'm sitting here like it's hard. I know you have, Andy. I won't spoil your pick.
But it's going to.
Well, I'm going to take the other option here.
Okay.
The reverse to Dylan Bell. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. They had the end around, and then they had the reverse. And they showed a reverse last week, which was cool, where he faked it to Zachariah Branch. This week, they had a reverse. I believe it was they handed off, or Gunner sprinted out and reversed it back to Bell. That's mine. I'm going to go ahead and spoil it. Dylan Bell has all 3 plays for us.
He does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mine was the end around where it looked like Dylan Bell was about to pass the ball to Oscar Delp. It looks like they had the kind of like a run pass option right there with him. And he had wide open. And of course, Delp did his part blocking. So no, Dylan Bell, if you're throwing out a game ball this week, Dylan Bell got the game ball.
Mm-hmm. Much like he did against Tennessee. Was that last year? And he just kind of took over the game.
2 years ago, 23.
Was it 2 years ago? Okay, sorry. But my play is the one-handed catch he made down the sideline. And
that was crazy.
You know what that told me? Was that you got to get – this guy's a playmaker. Get the ball in playmakers' hands. He's making plays. That was a ridiculous catch. And they finally got him involved. But I want to throw – I thought about this after we put these out here, guys. I thought about this a little further. The pass down the middle to Oscar Delp. Y'all remember this when he kind of caught it and he looked a little bit like 19, kind of taking off down the seam.
He did.
I was like, whoa, where did that come from? And he looked like, so to me, that was an encouraging play, because we've been asking for weeks now, where the heck are the tight ends? Where the heck are the tight ends? And to see that play, maybe that opened their eyes, like, we got to get these guys the football, because that was a tremendous play. He outran, granted it's Kentucky, I understand, but he outran about 3 or 4 guys and made angles look ridiculous. Maybe Delp's a little bit faster this year. Get him the football, guys. Get him
Elias Williams. Elias Williams
exactly.
is a dude.
He showed up early in that game, not late. Early, he had a catch.
Yes, he is a dude. Use those guys.
Oh,
got weapons
one more thing. They threw a fade early. I think it was to Kobe Young. Was it not to the left side?
It was Kobe Young.
I was jumping up and down. Finally, guys, throw the fade. Now, it didn't work.
Yourself,
I don't care. Huh?
Don't hurt yourself, jumping.
I'm okay, Harrison. I can still kick your ass, okay, young man. Just relax. Just relax.
Okay? I'm just concerned for your health.
That's okay. I appreciate that. I know you are, but that was awesome. I was jumping up and down saying, fade, fade, fade. I loved it. That was great. And
a shout out to that punt by Brett Thorson.
Oh my goodness, what a weapon!
And I guess
damn it, I should have picked that as my play of the game.
I know but London Humphreys got down there and knocked it out like that. He had that almost like that left-footed sliced crap on. Dude is
Thorson is just so underappreciated. He is awesome.
Is there a better kicker punter combination in college? There can't be. If there is, I want to see it. So. I mean, it's just we're going to have to like we
Jason
got that
Katz
part.
brings up a good one. Jason Katz brought up a good one. Put that back up there, Harrison. Yeah, that punch out fumble. That was that. And when I saw that, I was like, "That's awesome." And I was like, "That's our first fumble recovery of the year." That was depressing.
That was depressing, but it was good.
Depressing.
That's CJ's second takeaway of his career. He had the 8-yard interception versus Florida last year, the game-sealing interception that game, and then he punches out the fumble. It's so nice to see Georgia finally get that to work. And Kirby Smyer actually wrote an article over in UJ Sports titled "Georgia Converts Golden Nuggets into Turnovers." Kirby said they spent 30 to 40 minutes in practice working on punching the ball out and creating those havoc like turnovers. And he called it Golden Nuggets. So
Golden Nuggets.
Got a little creative. John Green, did you send Eddie your notes? Because we can certainly work on that. We got to, John Green, I need you to get Twitter something so you can DM me, because I'm not trying to dox my email or phone number out on the internet here on the show.
I don't believe it. I still don't know who this John Green guy is. I still don't know who he is. So.
What did y'all have for dinner earlier tonight? Yeah. Did y'all cook it at his house or your house?
Red beans and rice.
Right there.
There you go. Good call, Harrison. Good call.
Red beans and rice is what they had for dinner. All right. Did we do it? Yeah, let's do it. Now, wait, we'll do Auburn first. Georgia's 4.5-point favorite on the road at Auburn. Gentlemen, I think I'm going to this game. I will be there.
Really? Wow.
Going to Jordan Hare. Okay.
I don't feel good about this game for Georgia. I really don't. Jordan Hare at night
but do we feel good about
scary.
Any game with this team, Harrison?
Well,
do we feel good about any game?
I thought we were going to dominate Alabama and we got beat. So not now. Not now.
I'm talking about after that, Andy. Yeah. Do we feel good about any game? No.
Well, as we learned yesterday, you really can't in this day and age of college football. I think Florida was going to beat the crap out of Texas up front.
Yeah.
Texas got manhandled.
Yeah, they did.
UCLA beating Penn State. I mean,
that's
Penn
hilarious.
State, say what you want, but still.
Case in point right there. Know? Damn it, Eddie. Good point.
Yeah.
Like today's college football, it's different.
Yeah. There's no super teams anymore. Yeah, you don't have
why
that.
Nobody on here wanted to say Georgia was going to cover last night. It was like, well, for one, Georgia really doesn't run up the score on anybody. Even at their best, they haven't run up the score on anybody. Minus Vandy in 21, and they deserved it. They didn't want to play them in 20. But other than that, like Georgia will handle people and will control people and will dominate games, but they won't go 77-0 on you like Josh Heupel will.
Yeah, Kirby doesn't see the point to do that unless you're in the national championship game and you go 65-7 or whatever. But or 56 to whatever.
But in the regular season, it's like. I think he knows just as well as anybody. You do that to somebody, they can come back and do it to you. And he doesn't want it. Yeah. He doesn't want that to go around. He certainly doesn't want it run up on him if he's losing somebody that bad. But Auburn's been a little bit better than I thought they were.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit worse than I thought they would be in some departments. Their offensive line's been pretty much shocking in terms of how bad they've been at times. Does Georgia's defensive line have a dominating game? Like last year, they dominated Texas in 8 quarters, I guess 9 quarters of play. I don't see a first-round edge rusher on either side of Georgia's defensive line, so I don't particularly feel confident in that. But here's the other look, let's start with the confidence here. I trust Gunnar Stockton on the road. Because Saturday is going to be just as wild, maybe a little bit more nutty than Tennessee on the road. And he overcame a 14-point deficit. He didn't get rattled. He didn't look lost. He didn't look like the sandwich was too big for him. I feel good about Georgia's offense in this game. They're going to run the ball and control the run in this game. How do they handle Jackson Arnold and Cam Coleman and Eric Singleton? Like, this very could turn into
This could be a high-scoring game, dude. This could be a really high-scoring game because they're going to be running Jackson Arnold a lot. They know that's been, it's kind of one of our issues is we are not very good against running quarterbacks. And we haven't seen a running quarterback this year. And they're going to try. I think they're going to throw everything to try to knock Georgia off. So I'm worried. We're going to have that D-line is going to have to step up and get some pressure and hit that guy. We've got to hit Jackson Arnold because if you can hit him, then you're good. So
even John after Green, the pass, just hit him, right?
Yes, hit him. Put him on the ground. Yes. That's all. I mean,
yeah.
I've watched Auburn. Trust me, I've watched them. But to be honest with you, no matter what Auburn's done in the first 4 or 5 games, I don't care. Like this game
No.
was going to be one where I'm like,
it doesn't matter.
You can't feel great about this. You
Saturday,
can't feel wholly confident.
Saturday night too. It's under the lights. Yeah, dude.
And it goes back to what we talked about in the offseason, boys. Georgia's dominated this matchup. It's almost like in a lot of these rivalries, you feel due to lose one. You're statistically due to lose one. Is this the one you lose?
So I don't know if you guys remember this. So I have a bet on this game, and if we lose this football game, which I predicted, by the way, you remember that I predicted 10-2, and the 2 losses were Bama and Auburn. I have to wear Auburn gear next week, and I've got my boss, who is an Auburn alum, bringing me a shirt and a hat just in case we lose the football game. And if I win the game, my boy Chris Hefner down in Macon, I get to name a pizza after myself down at Your Pie, which is kind of cool, right? That's our bet. So we'll see how that works out. But
can we get Your Pie to sponsor the show? Can we get?
I'll talk to Chris, but he's down in Macon, so you never know. We'll talk off air, Harrison. How about that? But
free shout out Your
Hare, Jordan Hare. That's just a scary place. No matter what the record is of Auburn, no matter what our record is, going into that place at night, 6:30 kickoff, right, which is great. It's going to be scary, and it's a different animal out there. I just, the one thing I will say is that if they rely on the run game, here's the thing. If we can, let's just say it's 0-0 or 7-0 Georgia after one quarter, I feel good. We can run the ball and control this football game. Yeah. If we get down early like we've been doing, that's not good. But the caveat to that, Andy, is that they don't have Joey Aguilar. It's Jackson Arnold. Okay, now I don't think he's as good as all these other quarterbacks we face. So that's the good news. But we got to use the run game to beat this team. We've got to.
I agree. But you mentioned Oklahoma as potentially top team in the country. Oklahoma only beat Auburn 24-17, and Texas A&M, who I have.
Where was that game, Andy? Was that game at Auburn?
At Oklahoma. It was at Oklahoma.
Okay. Yeah.
But then they played at Texas A&M, again, a team that's mentioned as one of the top teams in the country. They only lost by 6 points. So that's the thing. They are literally 13 points away from being undefeated and beating Oklahoma and Texas A&M, 2 teams that people say could be the best team in college football. So
and
it's a
Cam
scary.
Coleman scares the bejesus out of me. That guy,
he's a dude.
He's a beast. Now, we hadn't even talked about Eric Singleton. He really hadn't done much this year, but Cam Coleman, he's a beast. I mean, they got a key in. Who's going to guard him, Harrison? Who is one-on-one with Cam Coleman? Is that Dalen Everett? I would assume.
Georgia traditionally doesn't have their corners travel with people.
Flip-flops. It doesn't matter.
It's just you got one side of the field, you got the other. Obviously, Georgia's best corner is Dalen Everett. And Dalen Everett, Dalen Everett does well, Dalen Everett will give up the short stuff. He's not going to let you beat him over the top. It's very rare you see a receiver stack Dalen Everett. But like we've talked about, it's hard to guard these guys one-on-one for more than 3 seconds. Like, it's just hard. You don't see it happen often. So, like, it does come down to, can Georgia get pressure on Jackson Arnold? Hot take here.
I don't think he's horrible.
I'm going to disagree with that, but hey, everybody's got an opinion. I don't agree.
John Green, you'll have to get Eddie personally for a little date. I
don't want to drive to Macon for pie. I mean, that's 2.5 hours away. How about Acworth Macon? I mean, Acworth pie, not Macon.
Acworth Macon.
Yeah, Eddie from Macon just doesn't sound as good as Eddie from Acworth.
No, I do think I think our key to the game defensively is getting after Jackson Arnold. The defensive line has got to do something. We've got to go hit him. That's because then that's going to help. One, it's going to slow down his running, and 2, it's going to slow down that passing. Because if he's getting hit, he can't throw it to Cam Coleman. It doesn't matter who's playing quarterback if they're on the ground.
I just don't think. I have zero confidence that he will be.
Would that
seen
be
anything otherwise?
No. Well, let me ask you this then. All right. I know you'll probably make a he can run, Paul. He can run a lot. So Eddie,
thanks, Paul.
Eddie, if we can't do it, what's your prediction? What happens Saturday night? Are you sticking with the loss?
Yes.
Put him on the spot.
So you think we go down to Jordan-Hare and get beat?
Yeah, I do. I'm going to stick with it. And I'll just put it this way. Our season comes down to the next 3 games, right? Auburn, Texas, and Ole Miss. Do I have the order right, or is it the other way? Whatever.
I think it's Auburn, Ole Miss. I think it's Auburn, Ole Miss, Texas. But then we got Florida as well.
Okay. Yeah, but the next 3 is our season. Now, let me ask you guys this. Let's say we go 2-1 the next 3 games. Y'all feel good about it?
Say that again.
What was that?
Hang on. That was
booing. People booing you for picking.
Why? Why are you booing me? I'm going to stick with my prediction. I was right on one.
Okay,
right?
so we have
the other.
No, we're completely wrong. We have Auburn this weekend, then we have Ole Miss. We're off. Then we play Florida. Then we go to Mississippi State. Then Texas comes to town.
Okay.
All right. So this week we have Auburn. Then we have Ole Miss. So I see what you're saying. So are you saying we have to split those games? Like I mean we have to 24-13. Ooh. I can't see us holding them 13 points.
I like that, Roger.
If we hold them 13 points, that's best news you'll see all year.
So out of those 4 games, those 4, right, Andy? We got Auburn,
Ole Miss. We have Auburn. We have Ole Miss. We have Auburn, then Ole Miss, then a bye week, then the Gators,
Florida,
then Texas. Mississippi, then Texas.
I think we're 3-1 out of those games.
That's 5 games.
3-1.
Okay, that's 5.
What do you mean?
Auburn, Ole Miss, Florida, Mississippi State, and Texas. That's 5.
No, I wasn't. I'm sorry. I wasn't counting Mississippi State. I'm not counting Mississippi State.
All right. So let's just throw this out there. You say we lose to Auburn. Do we beat? See, I'm going to go on record and I say we beat Auburn this weekend down at Jordan-Hare.
Okay, good.
But that next week versus Ole Miss scares me. That quarterback they got.
Okay, so your losses with Ole Miss. So we have one. I'm not talking about Mississippi State. I think we're going to beat Mississippi State. Okay. We have 1 loss out of this. Are we good to make the playoffs? Do y'all think?
At 10-2, you're good.
At 10-2, you're good, but then
but you still got to play Tech.
You got to play Tech. You do have to play Tech.
If you're 10-2, you're good. I mean, look, I think if Georgia loses a game before Texas, that Texas game becomes all the more important. Because I think there's a possibility where, I mean, Texas already has 2 losses. They could lose OU this weekend. If John Mateer's playing, Texas is probably losing that game. Yeah. But there's a world where you got 2 2-loss teams playing in Athens, playing for a playoff spot. And if that's the case and Georgia loses, you're going to need Tech to remain undefeated. So that's a playing game into late
November. Can you guys imagine playing Tech at the end of the year to get in the playoffs? Because that could happen. One of us gets in the playoffs with a win.
Who would have ever thought it?
That is my biggest fear. I know everybody in Georgia wants to see that.
Georgia in a playing game under Kirby Smart, I'm taking the Dogs to win.
Oh, me too.
It may not be pretty, but I'll take them to win.
Me too. Me too.
Did you see 8 overtimes last year?
Eddie has. I didn't say it was going to be easy. I mean, didn't say it was
that just scares me to death. I don't want any part of that.
Yeah,
Chris, we missed Paul's too. Yeah, these guys.
Is that a shot at Harrison? Is that a shot at Harrison?
Hey, Paul's giving you love, but okay. So Harrison, are you going to make your prediction now? Or?
Yeah, I'm taking Georgia 34-31. I like what Paul said. I think it's a field goal game.
Okay.
I don't know if it comes down to the last drive type 34-31. But I don't necessarily think this is one where Georgia's going into the fourth quarter up 2 scores and you're like, all right.
I think it'll be close, but I got Georgia. I have Georgia by somewhere in the 3, 4, 5 range. Yeah, I think they'll win. Yeah.
All right. Well, you heard it here first. I'm not Paul. Yeah, man. Paul's hard to follow up. Paul's hard to follow up. Paul.
No, he's not.
Eddie, we're gonna save the conversation for next week that we had in the show notes because we're already 48 minutes in and we haven't even touched on second and third segment.
That's a good save, actually.
Andy, let's hit Georgia high school football scoreboard update. Then we'll do our last segment of the show.
Perfect. Okay. Well, the Oconee County Warriors beat Cherokee Bluff 28-24 to improve to 5-2 and overall 2-0 in the region. So, That's big for them. Grayson, the number 1 team in the state, beat Newton 50-3 to improve to 7-0 and 3-0 in their region. North Oconee, who is number 12, they beat Cedar Shoals 48-6 to improve to 7-0 and 3-0 in region. And then Eddie's favorite team, Marist, the War Eagles, which sucks.
Their name's Friday
terrible.
night.
Name's terrible. Night. They beat Southwest DeKalb 31-7 to improve to 5-1 and 4-0 in the region. And this is the team that was supposedly going to struggle, right, Eddie? Didn't they say this was going to be a down year for them? So, Clark Central beat Appalachia 38-0. They improved to 2-5 overall, so it's not great, but they're 1-2 in region, so not too bad. And North Hall, they beat Pickens 38-0, and Patula Charter, I don't even know how to say that, Academy beat Calhoun 28-0. So I've been putting they've posted the schools they want us to put on here. So if you have some schools, post it in the chat, and I'll put it on the list for that. I did not put Paul's favorite school on there because I didn't know if he'd be on tonight. But if you got your school, post it in the chat, and I'll get your score called out next week.
Hey, I want to throw out Buford beat Collins Hill 34-3, and that's like the third game they've had at that $65 million stadium. Third game in a row. Well, not in a row, but they've had it this year. So that stadium is ridiculous, and the team is ridiculous. So
next level
for
stuff.
Buford. And Tyreek Green, holy cow! I can't wait to see this guy in a Georgia uniform. He's a beast. Oh, and by the way, I saw McEachern versus Harrison in person on Friday night. Got to see Brandon Adams from Dog Nation. He called the game. And Casey Barner, my goodness. And McEachern is loaded this year. They ended up smacking Harrison in the mouth. But Casey Barner, I mean, he had a couple fumbles early, but he is a beast. We need that kid at Georgia badly.
And
I will pay to see a Eddie from Acworth and John Deere Green podcast. Pay for it.
I'm not going to do that to you guys. I'm with y'all. I'm loyal to y'all. Come on.
I need to see it.
I think it'd be fun. We need to get him on the show one night.
I just want the reveal of who John Deere Green is. Like, I can't wait for John Deere Green to reveal that it's somebody Eddie knows, and Eddie's been scamming us this entire time.
It feels like it is. It does feel like
it feels like it's.
He might be a deaf mute. He might not be able to talk. We don't know. You know. Who knows?
John, get on Twitter. Shoot us a DM. We'll get you on the show. We'll get you live and
John, if you sign up for Twitter, we will 100%. If you sign up for Twitter and DM one of us, we will 100% get you on next Sunday. 100%.
I have not seen a DM from this guy. I don't know who he is.
I'm at Andy Stowe. He's at Harrison Reno, and he is actually at EDDY from Acworth. So
he can't even spell his own name right, and you stand for this guy. You can't
even spell his name. No, I told you, Harrison.
You don't get to tell the truth.
Get him out of here. Kick him out. We don't need him anymore.
There's not enough. I can't put Eddie from Acworth like it's listed there on Twitter. That's an Elon Musk problem. That's not my problem. I had to shorten it.
Paul, I hope you liked what I did there. I exercised your powers.
Yeah, he loved it. He loved it. See, I knew he didn't know me.
We got a few minutes left. Let's talk about
let's move on to the Braves. I saved this one. I hope you're right, Chris.
Ooh.
I think
Chris
David Ross is the guy we all like. If that's the hire, we're all ecstatic. We're over the moon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just look, I think
let's reset, Harrison. At this time last week, Snitker was still the manager, right? And we kicked it around with Paul, and I said Snitker was back. I think Andy said that, right?
I said it was a done deal. I said it was a done deal. He was back.
And I know Paul said that too. I don't remember what you said, Harrison. I'm sorry.
No, Paul said he would not be back. No, Paul said he was gone.
No, Paul said he would be back.
Oh.
Are you sure about that? Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. I said he was coming back. You said he was coming back, but he's gone. So he's not the manager next year. So now we can start speculating, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm sorry, Paul. I apologize. I thought you said he was coming back.
Look,
man stuff.
I was convinced I thought this was one and done for Snit. I thought he was gone after this year. And then y'all brought it up on the show, like, hey, if he was going to be gone, like, we probably know by now. And it got me for a little bit. I was like, oh God, like, he's going to come back. And if he did, I mean, yeah, I'll be a little like I thought the Braves needed to move on, and it wasn't really like last year's not to all blame on Snit, and I don't want to come across that way, but I just like something needs to change after this year. And with the way things had been going, you were thinking Snit was going to go. I have a question for y'all. I watched the post. I watched the press conference for Snit, and the body language was weird. It looked like Snit was upset. Like, it makes me wonder, was he kind of pushed out? Like, because you would think if he had known he was going to retire before the last game, they would have done something for him.
That's the thing. Game. If he had already told them, he didn't wake up 2 days later and decide, oh, screw it, I'm done. If he had decided he was done, the team should have honored him with some, like a small little, not a parade, but they should have like mentioned it. I think he was told, yes, I know you probably want to come back, but we got other plans. And I see, like Chris said, that he's going to the front office. He is, but what's he really going to do?
How much at special advisor? Like, there's special advisors in all sports. Like, how much power do they have? Like, it seems like across a lot of sports, it's really just a ceremonial role, from all we know. Who knows?
Well, so let's say that they do hire David Ross. Please,
look, Jermaine King, if this happens, this is disaster. Braves won't be able to hit, won't be able to pitch.
World Series.
Ronald Acuna's traded for a bag of peanuts.
Damn right, he's traded tomorrow.
Out the door. So let's say this, though. Let's say David Ross is hired as the manager. Okay. And I see Chris wrote, he said, we know it won't be Chipper. We know it won't be Chipper as the manager. But Chipper said this week that his family signed off on him going back to full-time baseball. Yep. And Chipper said, I don't think I want to be the manager. He said he doesn't want to do all of the stuff out in front of the camera. He thinks he'd be a good hitting coach.
Yep.
So if you hire David Ross as the manager and you hire Chipper Jones as the hitting coach, I don't care what else you do. You can put Eddie as the first base coach, me as the third base coach. Harrison can be the bullpen coach.
I'll be Washington. I'll be the old man on third, Washington, right?
Chipper Jones needs to be the hitting coach.
Yeah.
David Ross and Chipper Jones, and they can figure out the rest. So
absolutely.
So I have a take, and it's about the manager. There's one guy that I think is a fan favorite for the job, and I'm kind of out on. And it's really just because of where he's been the last few years.
Yeah.
I don't think you should bring in Mark DeRosa as the manager of the Atlanta Braves.
Why?
And I know that's going to be a hot take.
Why?
Because I think it would cause unnecessary conflict with some of the there's the quotes on the MLB Network of him talking about trading Ronald Acuna. I don't think you want to bring that and he may not actually fully want that, but I think it just causes unnecessary strife. It's an unnecessary distraction, and I don't want that. And that's just my opinion on that. Nothing against him. Like, if he wasn't on the MLB Network, I would have no reason to say don't bring him in. But I think with the TV role and just the unnecessary conflict and drama, I'm kind of like, let's go get David Ross. Hell, I would love it if he was if we knew he was healthy. I would love Coach Wash to come back. It would be awesome.
Not as the manager. Not as the manager. I do not want Wash as the manager.
Wash is done. I mean, he had open heart surgery last year.
This has to be trolling.
That's a troll for 100%.
That's my son's girlfriend trolling us, and my son told her to post that.
That's John Deere. John Deere Green.
That's not John Deere. That's not John Deere, like you said.
Yeah. Okay. Tell Ashley Cruz. Yeah, block her. No, that's not happening. So.
I'm right. Eddie's burner account agrees with
Look, so wait a minute. So y'all going to give me crap about having a fan. How about I'm right? He's sucking up to you, Harrison. Are we going to give this guy crap?
Well, look.
Is this your boy? Is this some fake guy? Is this your creation?
You're the only one that has true outright fans on this show.
You
because I'm catching heat. Last week, I was catching heat Andy catches heat every damn near week.
I catch heat too. I catch heat. It's not like I don't catch heat. That's ridiculous.
You only catch heat from Paul, and Paul's not even here sometimes.
I mean, Paul's irrelevant. Who cares about Paul Maharry? That's ridiculous.
Hey, you watch your mouth. That man will hop
no,
on
I'm
the
not
show
watching
real
my
quick.
mouth. That's the truth.
You watch your mouth. He'll hop up on here. Actually, wait, hold on. It's 8:30. He has his bachelorette
his
show.
show
Or whatever the heck.
starting.
Yeah, I know. He's done. He's done. He's out.
We only get an hour of Paul Maharry, and then he's gone. All right. Yeah. Dream manager for the Atlanta Braves. Remove reality from the situation. Who is it?
Andy?
That's all.
I would say I feel good with David Ross. I think his connection to the Braves from his previous time playing here. He was manager for the Cubs. He won at the Cubs. I think he makes the most sense right now. I think he would be able to come in. Sorry, dogs, 85. And
another one. Awesome. Another one.
Chris is the man. So Chris is the man. Yeah. No,
God, it's getting unbelievable in here. Good Lord. Go ahead, Andy. I'm sorry.
I think David Ross makes the most, but I want a David Ross and Chipper Jones package. That's what I want. I think that makes the most sense for the Braves, and I think that would put them in the best situation possible. And if you want to keep Kranix as the pitching coach, that's fine with me. Yeah. I don't mind. I do think John Gibbons is going to be the bench coach. I think that's probably. I think that's a done deal. I think that it's probably already signed, sealed, and delivered, and they will announce it after they hire the manager. But no, and from whoa, Larry Clements, check that out from Japan, dude. How awesome is that?
Wow. I mean, what are they? It was like.
Oh boy,
like
that's got Eddie's family. We got Eddie's family hopping up on here.
That's my boy right there.
Yeah, I met him. So.
He didn't even spell Arthur right. I mean, what the hell?
It's okay. He's a Mattingly, so what can he say? But
Andy, I have a question for you. Does Travis d'Arnaud have one more year left to play on his deal? Sorry,
I can look his contract up, but
I would add that in. I mean, I agree with you on David. That's who I've wanted all along is David Ross. Chipper Jones is the hitting coach. Travis d'Arnaud somewhere in the bullpen or whatever. But he may. I think my son said he has 1 year left to play, and if he does, he's getting like $8 million. He's going to play another year. But bring Travis d'Arnaud in.
Yeah, he has one. He has a contract next year for $6 million. So yeah,
he's
not going to.
He's not going to.
How about $8 million coach? How about this guy for a pitching coach? This is a relative, not exactly like he's in the Braves family because of his family. How about Mike Maddox, longtime pitching coach, been around the league. Obviously, Maddox is a great name here in Braves country. That would be an awesome hire. He's with the Rangers right now, and I believe the Rangers are going to hire Schumacher right now.
They actually announced their new manager.
Maybe Mike Maddox might have a chance to come to Atlanta if you don't keep Kranix. I think Kranix has done a good job. I think we all agree. If they retain him, we have no problem with that. But just like if we're talking dreams here, get Mike Maddox up in here, get Chipper Jones at hitting coach, get whoever you want at manager, as long as it's not EFA. We're all happy.
Yeah.
It's just new
Eddie,
blood.
who's your dream?
It's just new blood. I told you, David Ross. That's who I've said all along. I'm with Andy. I know it's boring to go off. I've been saying that all along, you know?
You've been on that train the whole time.
Yes.
Yeah, I think right now the dream choice for me is the realistic choice and a reasonable option. David Ross would be fantastic. He's been here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Really
and
can't
I
complain.
thought it was ironic that the day that Snitker said however it came out, the next day an article comes out that says David Ross wants to be back managing in some managing capacity, and he'd love to be with the Braves. Right? I mean, it was like literally 24 hours after that happened. So that's got to tell you something. He's got to be on their short list, right?
I think so.
Come in here. Yeah.
I think he makes the most sense. And I saw Scott Anderson post about Walt Weiss. I'm not really wanting someone from the quote unquote tree. You know, I want, and I know David Ross was here, and so he's sort of tree-ish, but I would like to step away from that.
So let me throw this real quick before we get off here. What if the Yankees end up losing, which it looks like they're going to, and Aaron Boone gets canned? What about Aaron?
Then if Aaron Boone is open, that's who I want. I love Aaron
over
Boone.
David Ross.
Yes, give me Aaron Boone. I will take Aaron Boone.
Okay.
I'm with you. Aaron Boone would be an all-star, like exceptional hire. Not really from the Braves like family per se, but it would just be an insane coup. Even if he gets fired by the Yankees, that guy would be awesome. Let me throw this one out there. I've seen the social media rumors on this, and I don't believe this very much. I don't understand where this is coming from. Tony Vitello, the Tennessee coach, is being linked.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
But
I don't buy it.
I don't buy it either, but why not?
Oh, would you take it?
Sure, why not?
Yes. But come on, Harrison. I mean, you're a young kid. You don't know shit, but Andy does. The Braves would never, ever do that, ever, because that's totally against the Braves way, the way Tony Vall runs his club. He's a wild card. I mean, I would love him. He's great, but I just don't see that happening. And
I don't see it happening either.
Again, on manager that's never managed in the MLB. You just don't know what you're getting, right? David Ross has, Aaron Boone has, Tony B never has. I'd love the guy, but it's not going to happen. I think that's a pipe.
This was an awesome point that my friend Dan Kyler, who I do a podcast with every week as well.
He's promoting another podcast. Andy, can we promote ours?
Hey, sure. Look. I want to give him credit. He doesn't watch the show. I don't know why. He should. But if he is.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
I know. I've been telling him. I was like, you would enjoy the guys. Except that guy, Eddie. But he said, and I think it was a good point. He's like, every move AA has made, he always makes the move that he can defend. He always has a defense for every move he's made. And it's like, think of the hires like Tony Vitello. Is that a move he can make and defend? Can he defend that move? Can he defend Walt Weiss? Can he defend Eddie from Acworth? That guy's indefensible. But yeah, Paul, you understand me.
Yeah, I'm with him. I think I don't think it's going to be a quote unquote safe hire. I don't think that I think Walt Weiss would be a safe hire. I don't think it'll be that. But I think David Ross is a safe hire, but I think it's a good stretch hire. I don't think it's like a safe hire. So I'm with you.
We all agree. You can keep it in the Braves family, but let's not keep it in the intermediate family. Let's not promote from within. This isn't a World Series team. This isn't I get it. Snit had so much consistency until the last 2 years.
He did.
And that's awesome. Great locker room guy, great for the clubhouse, everything. Like I don't want to crap on Snit. And it was same thing like Chipper Jones said when Mike Bell was out of line trying to promote that agenda of Snit over Bobby Cox. Which, to be frank,
went off on
not the time to do that, Mike. But no. You don't replace a manager from within.
But don't you guys agree that the Braves as a whole has to be one of the most attractive managerial jobs out there?
Absolutely.
Don't you think so?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And I saw an article.
It's much better than the damn Mets. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. I saw an article from I don't know if it was Ken Rosenthal or someone, but they were like, this is the most attractive job because you have guys like Ronald Acuna, you have young pitching, you have Matt Olson, you have these guys that are in place, and there should be plenty of money because now they reset that luxury tax.
Don't tell Eddie that. Eddie's going to trade our players so we can have even more money.
I just say I'm with Eddie. Listen to everything. Nothing is off the table. That's the thing.
You can listen, but that doesn't mean you should do it.
You better
don't need to be the Gwinnett Stripers.
Ransom. That's the thing. So,
look, I'm not going to restart that. I'm not going to restart it. We'll leave it. We'll let it go. The only better job that could come up in this offseason than the Braves, and we can all agree, would be the Yankees job. And obviously, that's just because it's the Yankees.
Yeah.
And you would have an open chat book. You'd have Aaron Judge. Like, that would be the only better job. But right now, Braves, I believe, is the best open job in baseball.
It is.
And I don't think it's particularly close.
Yeah. Agreed.
So, all right. Paul made a good point. Then we're going to close out the show. Paul had a good question.
No, don't bring him up last, please, for the love of God.
Do the Braves have a manager by the next Sunday show?
No.
I don't think so either.
No. It's going to take time.
I think it's going to draw.
They're going to take their time.
Yeah.
I feel like if it's David Ross, it could happen by next Sunday.
If it's David Ross, yes. maybe, but
I just think they're going to interview 3 or 4 candidates, and that takes longer than a week.
Now,
right?
here's the thing. I don't think they're going to announce this on a Friday. I think this is like a Monday hire. I think this is top of the news week. Like, I don't think this is a hire you make on a Friday news dump. I think you're going to want to go through a weekend, go through a full week, and then make the announcement.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Hey, do the Braves announce it on the same day as a Phillies playoff baseball game to overshadow the Phillies?
Hell yeah, I would, especially on a
Yeah.
loss. That would be awesome.
Yeah, Phillies get beat and the Braves hire a manager. Yeah, like if Phillies get like kicked out of the playoffs, like yeah, that'd be great.
John Green is manager by Tuesday.
Wow, that's a little bit of a stretch, but hey, I'll go with it. So,
and then he says this. All right, well, I can't end it on John Green, so we will bring back Paul Maharry to end the show. We need the new Young Guns. Absolutely. Yeah. All right, let's wrap it up. We went an hour, 10 minutes. Surprised Paul Maharry's even here still.
I know.
Watching.
I know.
Thank y'all to everybody else.
Thank you, Paul. You're the man. Love you.
He doesn't love you. He's lying.
I do. I love Paul. I absolutely love Paul.
Here's a good one.
Hot.
Jason. Wow. What a prediction. I mean, Jason's just, that's unbelievable. Wow. Come on.
Appreciate you, Gary. Appreciate everyone for being here. All 463 of you that are live in the chat. Particularly love the guys in the chat. Even if you're an EFA stan, we appreciate you for being here. Hey, as long as you're watching,
that's all
we are happy. That's all we care about.
Tell a friend, tell some family. Give us some likes. We need all the pub we can get.
Hey, y'all note Harrison. He's got his hair nice and fixed. He's clean shaven, looking good for the lady.
You got it.
This guy. Put him in timeout. Appreciate y'all for being here. I want on the show next week. Like we said, John Green.
Come on.
Make a Twitter account. DM us. You can hop on the show.
I think he's fake.
Now, obviously, we're gonna need some proof that you're actually John Green. So I hope John Green's actually your government name. Because we're not gonna let anybody up on this show. Other than the random we had on last week. But anyways, that's gonna wrap it up for this week's edition of the Peach State Power Hour. That's Andy Stowe, Eddie from Acworth. I'm Harrison Reno. We'll see you back next week here on the Peach State Power Hour.